held about 400 people. It was ballroom, and this was where the famous battles of the band took place. One of the most famous battles of the band was Chick Webb versus Benny Goodman. And Chick Webb was a drummer. He had his own band. Benny Goodman was coming up in the world as being, the hot new thing. And they faced off. They had to pull in riot control in New York City because outside of the event, which held 400 people, they don't know exactly how many people were there, but the estimates are as high as 20,000 people showed up. So it was a big deal. So let's play Welcome to the Savoy. And you'll hear, this is from a duet book. This is from the first duet book. And you'll hear the play between the primo and the secondo. Yeah, I know. The stories are the best. The stories are the best. Okay, on from swing, we go to bebop. Bebop, in many cases with jazz, it probably was true with classical too. We'll never know, but with jazz, every time something became popular, swing became super popular, a new wave of jazz came up where they'd say, oh, that's so passé, that's so stupid and so predictable, and everybody likes it, and so I'm not going to do that anymore. That's what happened with bebop. Charlie Parker is the big name in bebop, also Thelonious Monk. I'll talk about him in a little bit. Anyway, bebop was a reaction to swing. It was designed for the virtuoso so that it wasn't supposed to be played by the common man. It was based on harmony rather than melody, and lots of chromatic movement, lots of bebop rhythms. Very hard to play. There's so much to tell you about Charlie Parker. He was obsessed as a personality, and he would practice as much as 16 hours a day. He also got way into heroin, but many people tried to copy Charlie Parker. They said, if I take heroin, I'm going to be as good as he is. And they would take heroin and they would never be as good as he was. That's not the way to get good at music. The reason he was good, and probably the reason that he got involved with heroin, is he was obsessive. And he did everything a lot. He also, there's a quote that says, heroin, basically he said that it made life manageable for him because he could always count on a good day if he could shoot off, which is a terrible thing to say. But, who knows why people are motivated to do what they do. But we're thankful that he had an obsessive personality because he gave us incredible music. So I'm not going to play a bebop piece right now. I do want to get to this. Tough Time, Lady Day.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This was a woman who her own mother sold her to prostitution at age 12. So many awful things happened in her life, including a lot of racism, she couldn't enter the front door of the places that she sang. Many, many things that happened in her life that were very sad. But what was amazing about when she opened her mouth to sing was that she had this cathartic ability to validate other people's pain. So everyone in this room has certain things in their lives that are deeply painful. And what would happen when Billie Holiday would sing is that she said it's okay. It's okay to hurt. And there were elements in her music too of hope that brought beauty and some humor into it. I'm going to play a piece, I think I'll play the whole thing, called Lady Day. This is from book 4. And these, by the way, are tributes. They don't necessarily capture exactly the style because it's hard. Maybe these things are built for bands or for vocal, but I wanted to make them accessible to the young pianist in the fingers. So this is the tribute to Billie Holiday. Another one, oh my gosh, this is a guy that had a very sensitive soul. Also got into drugs early, got into a street fight. He was a trumpet player, and in the street fight, he got his front 2 teeth knocked out. So he had to overcome an awful situation. He couldn't play for a couple of years. He got it back, sort of, and then he was able to play out of the side of his mouth. And he had a beautiful singing voice. Lots of young women had a crush on him. So there's a piece dedicated to him in the 2nd book of the Jazz and Americana Duet series. Miles Davis, we gotta point out Miles Davis because he's this guy that had this uncanny ability to change styles with the times. So he started way back in the bebop era. He went through modal jazz. You know that sound? Mm-hmm. Modal jazz. He went into jazz rock. And at the end of his life, he was dealing with Jimi Hendrix. he was putting together things with Jimi Hendrix. I'm like, wow, this guy really had this ability to grow with the musical styles. One of the few that really made it through many, many different styles. Moving into the, who knows Herbie Hancock? Yeah! Weather report, amazing. Birdland, if you don't know these, they're all amazing. This is coming more towards the modern era. I just love weather report. I think it's very important for the students to hear this jazz transition into jazz rock. So I wrote a piece dedicated to Herbie Hancock, and we're going to play that. It's called Hancock Rock. So this is a little more modern. I should point out there are so many things that I would love. My favorite piece, oh, wait a minute. I gotta shut up. We're just going to play this, and then I'll tell you a little bit more before I let you go. I promise not to go past 10 off. All right. Hancock Rock. Yeah. As a composer, I have favorites. I have favorite moments. I mentioned in the master class there was a transition that I did. Okay, I'm going to let you choose. Either I play my favorite transition that I worked for a long time to get and then finally nailed, or I play you something that is one of my favorite pieces that is dedicated to Thelonious Monk.
Both.
Monk? Both? Transition? Oh, shoot! How about, I'll play transition first, and then I'll play part of Monk. How about that? I don't want to waste you guys. All right, so hard bop for a horse. Hard bop is not bebop. Hard bop is later and more earthy, actually a little bit more accessible. Really wonderful, wonderful stuff. Okay, so Horace is Horace Silver. He was a pianist, and Horace Silver was king of hard bop. Okay, so I was trying to get here. This is the piece. That's the feel of the piece. And I was in the middle, and I couldn't freaking get back to this. So I'm going to play you the B section, and when I hit the G minor, you all need to clap. I just want you to know that all music is not easy to write.
No.
Even though it sounds easy when you get it. Okay, Monk, you know, Thelonious Monk was amazing, amazing. He was the composer of jazz, whereas I would call Art Tatum the Franz Liszt of jazz. I would call Thelonious Monk the Bach of jazz. Because he came up with sounds that we now use all the time and take for granted, but they didn't exist before him. So you'll hear some of those chords in this piece. you so much for valuing what I do. It means the world to me. Most of my life is in my head and at the piano, and when I come to something like this, I actually realize that there are people out there that like the music I write, and it's incredibly fulfilling, as you know, Ellen. So thank you so much.
And I just want to say, Wynn-Anne, thank you for bringing what's in your head to us, because now we have so much more in our head, and it has been an absolute pleasure. Such a delight to have you. I had great expectations, and you have fulfilled them beyond what I expected.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
very grateful.
FJH, I haven't been with FJH for 10 years. They still remember me. They sent these as free packets to you guys. You get free music from
And I do
FJH.
want to say something, if you know anybody that's left early and you can bring them a packet, great, I'll be at the door. Secondly, there's vendors who couldn't be here that send us all kinds of materials that are free next to where the coffee is. Please take as much as you want, because I want to. Okay.
Thanks again, everyone.